Before I talk about what's going on now, I want to look back. And we're looking back to October with this one. October 25th. And it's in Vegas. The house always wins. This is from Ian McIntyre on Sportsnet. The house always wins, so a lot of people have lost more than they could afford in Vegas. The Vancouver Canucks wouldn't have been the first. On a night when their losses should have dominated discussion with the National Hockey League team, players instead were talking about everything they gained here Wednesday. And we don't just mean the 2 points in a 3-2 shootout win against the Golden Knights that lifted the Canucks. Are we reading the standings upside down to the top of the Pacific Division? Boy, those were the days, huh? And in here is that the Canucks lost number one defenseman Alex Edler to injury early in the first, and Tanev halfway through the third. Sven Baertschi, probably the Canucks' fourth best forward, was injured in the second period when he took a shoulder to the head from Thomas Hika. And Canuck fans were enraged at the time. There was a lot of talk about maybe there should have been a suspension and whatnot. I was not in that camp. I didn't think that it was a vicious hit. Baertschi was upset as he left the ice that night. Now we go to an article from Ben Kuzma from November 25th. Sven Baertschi's latest career setback has been tough mentally, but it forces me to learn things about myself. I've got to dig deep right now and figure out a way to stay positive. Amid a smattering of supporters at a promotional event Sunday, the Vancouver Canucks left winger looked and sounded good. He was in the element, educating the faithful of challenges facing the rebuilding NHL club and how he plans to play an integral role in mentoring emerging young core. And for now, that's the hard part. He hasn't played since he played in Vegas, he endured a significant setback November 17th. That's when he tried to take the ice, including sensitivity to light and dizziness while skating to elevate his heart rate in the next recovery phase. The 26-year-old native who signed a 3-year, $10 million U.S. contract extension on July 1st has had 5 career-related concussions and is wary of the cumulative effect and susceptibility to repetitive brain bruises. It's why Baertschi is flying to Detroit on Monday to meet with Michigan-based neurologist Dr. Jeff Kutcher. The head trauma specialist assessed 150 players representing all countries of the U.S. ski teams and the U.S. ski teams at the 2014 Sochi Olympics, and recently helped Thatcher Demko and Antoine Roussel overcome concussions. I'm looking for clarity, said Baertschi. He's got a good understanding of how much you can take. It makes me, if it takes me another month to recover, but I'm not all right, but I'm 100%. That's good. We have to be patient. And then of this concussion, he said this one feels different. The others were more whiplash in the neck. And once the neck was good, I started feeling better. This one's more visual problems, and I feel like it's more connected to the brain. He hit my shoulder and slipped off and hit me in the head. Did I like the hit? No. He had a chance to avoid me, but the game is fast and things happen. I don't think he wanted to hurt me, but something didn't feel right. I got a headache and got dizzy. I pulled myself out, and I knew I had to stop and get checked out. And it just got worse and worse the next few days, and I've been out ever since. So where we are now is that Baertschi was sick after the I believe it was the Colorado game, right? And Travis Green came out and said this isn't related to the concussion, and I thought, I have a bad feeling it is. Why are you clarifying that? Now, obvious that a reporter probably asked him, do you think it's concussion related? And Green went, no. This is the insidious nature of concussions. As stated in the previous articles, here's a hit that's one of those things that happens during a game. Was it completely clean? No. Was it worthy of a suspension? I would also venture that the answer is no. And we're in a world now where we're aware of these things. So this was his 5th concussion at the time it took place. So now they're talking about post-concussion syndrome as being the reason now that he is sidelined indefinitely. I'm concerned. I'm concerned because you can almost feel the frustration from Sven Baertschi when he wasn't able to come back as quickly as he had from the other ones. And we heard reports shortly after he went to Detroit that he may end up having to retire. That there was talk of him maybe having to end his career because that just wasn't worth the risk. And then it was like a couple weeks later, I mentioned it in the video, and somebody's like, what are you talking about? He's coming back. It's not going to be... And I'm like, oh, crap, he's coming back. And, and I mean, if the guy's 100%, great, but, concussions are tricky. My hope is that Sven shuts it down. and takes however much time it takes for this kind of thing, because you just can't function with that level of dizziness, headaches, and discomfort. You just can't function outside the game. And again, this is why I talk a lot about concussions, because you can injure your knee and you can still lead a pretty productive everyday life. It's going to affect you. I'm not saying, if you blow your knee out that your life's great, everything's perfect. No. But man, if it's your brain and you're fighting with migraine headaches and balance and just there's a lot of things you just can't do. And it can stay with you. Like a nagging knee injury or a nagging back injury, sometimes the concussion just doesn't get better. And these players end up having to live with it. And this is why I talk about the concussion lawsuits with the NHL, and that the NHL needs to be aware of this, because again, this happened in game, and this could be a part of Sven Baertschi's life for quite a while. So medical bills, I think the NHL paying for it, I think that just makes sense. But that's a whole other argument. My only concern right now is it looks like Baertschi's out again for an extended period, and I want to see him recover 100% before he gets back on the ice. And I get concerned because he really wants to be out there and play with the team. You can see that. He's a good teammate. He's a good kid. But he's hurting. And so I hope he gets whatever help he needs, and that the medical advice is proper and the trainers advise him proper, and that there's no chance he gets medically cleared until he exceeds all the testing you need in order for them to say, yep, you're medically cleared. It's a scary time. So, the Canucks and chase for the playoffs and everything, that's all a great story. But, on a day like this, even though today's busy, it's a second intermission between Dallas and Arizona. So I figured now is a good time to talk about this, because I don't want to wait until Monday to do a news video on it. I feel that this is important to talk about right now. Baertschi, who's been a really solid pickup for the Canucks since they got him from Calgary. And I really hope that this isn't it. And it's the second time this year that I've been nervous about a player coming back. The first one being Corey Crawford, of course, in Chicago, where, oh yeah, no, Crawford's coming back, and oh, really? And then, another concussion takes place after. And that's the danger, because once you've had that first, the ones after that are much easier to get and can be much more severe with less impact. And that certainly seems to be the case with both players. So hopefully Baertschi will be okay. But, we've got a couple months left in the season. Odds are Vancouver's not going to the playoffs. Take all the time you need, and, his spot on the roster will be waiting for him when he comes back. I'm hoping it's a win, but I am concerned. Greatly concerned on this one. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, how concerning this is or isn't, or if you just think that's probably no big deal. Let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through, you just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll talk to you again soon.